Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for October 16th, 2013. It's currently 8:40 a.m. We have a cloudy morning out there with temperatures ranging from the upper 40s to lower 50s over the northern interior, lower to mid 50s just north and west of the major cities, and mid to upper 50s over the immediate coast, and of course in our major cities of Philadelphia and New York City. We have winds coming in from the north around 5 miles per hour as high pressure is sitting right over the region, although you wouldn't know it with all this overcast cloud cover. And we have a cold front that is slowly approaching from the west with scattered showers over western Pennsylvania. Now, when we take a look at this radar, you might be concerned that we could see some showers this morning, however, or this afternoon. However, I do not think we'll see any type of significant precipitation at all for today. Can't rule out an isolated shower over eastern Pennsylvania, but other than that, I think we remain dry through today into tomorrow, and then this cold front will move through by tomorrow afternoon on through Friday morning with scattered showers, heavy at times, but for the most part, not that bad of a cold front passage. Nothing significant as far as the rainfall amounts. Generally, your typical fall cold front passage. But why will we not see any rain? Well, we're going to use the SKU-T log here. And this chart, which I talked about in previous videos, educational videos that are available on YouTube, basically depicts the atmosphere in a cross section. Now, this is central New Jersey as of this morning, and I decided to use central New Jersey because it's right between New York City and Philadelphia, right in the middle. So I think it's a perfect cross section of the atmosphere overall. And what you have is that at the surface up to about, let's say about 900 millibars, we have a rather moist atmosphere. In fact, it's saturated at around 900 millibars. That's why it's cloudy out. However, above 900 millibars up to 850 millibars, look at the difference between the dew point, this green line, and the actual surface temperature, this red line. This means we have a very dry atmosphere in the mid levels. We see that again take shape at around 500 millibars. So what this is telling me is that we have a very dry atmosphere at the mid levels. So any precipitation that tries to move into the region will basically dry out before it ever reaches the ground. So as a result, I think for the most part we remain dry. Rather cool. Temperatures in the lower to mid 60s over the northern interior, mid to upper 60s along the coast. Can't rule out a 70 or 71 degree temperature if we see a little bit of a break in the cloud cover, especially in the Philadelphia metropolitan area. But I think everyone's going to be around 68, 69 degrees for today, considering all the cloud cover that will be in place for today. On the infrared satellite picture, you can see that moisture at the mid levels and lower levels streaming in, running into the dry air at around 850 millibars. So yes, it's going to be cloudy, but I don't see much in the way of support for precipitation for today as a result of that dry air. And this, by the way, is what you call your subtropical jet stream, just funneling moisture in from the Gulf of Mexico right up the east coast. Cold front here will move through tomorrow afternoon on through Friday morning with scattered showers. Most likely by the time it is start of rush hour tomorrow morning, most locations will be drying out with only an isolated shower or two over portions of Connecticut and Long Island by, let's say, 7 a.m. Otherwise, as cold front moves through, we get high pressure once again for the next day or so, and then another cold front moves through with even cooler temperatures. Here is the latest model guidance from the Penn State UL website. Again, we're going to use the European model guidance. It's been performing rather nicely. And for today, high pressure will remain in control with cloudy yet dry conditions. Temperatures again in the mid to upper 60s in the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. A few lower 70s possible in Philadelphia itself and southwestern New Jersey. For tomorrow, that cold front will slowly move through with scattered showers likely tomorrow afternoon on through the evening hours, exiting by early Friday morning. Temperatures ahead of the cold front will range from the upper 60s to lower 70s before falling off into the upper 50s and lower 60s by tomorrow evening. For Friday, the cold front will clear out, high pressure will take control, so look for clearing skies Friday afternoon and Friday evening. Temperatures are likely going to be the warmest in the morning, to be honest with you. Looking for lower to mid 60s, and then look for a gradual leveling off of temperatures likely around 59, 60 degrees and falling off into the 50s through the afternoon as that cooler polar air takes hold. And on Saturday, look for temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 60s for highs in the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. Low temperatures in the upper 40s over the northern interior and lower to mid 50s along the coast. On Sunday, another cold front will move through with more scattered showers, heavy at times, but it will be moving through quickly. Look for the bulk of these showers right now to move through on Sunday afternoon. I think Sunday morning should be dry. Sunday afternoon, as that cold front moves through, look for scattered showers, and Sunday evening, everything clears out. Temperatures again in the lower to mid 60s, but then Monday and Tuesday, high pressure is in control, but much cooler. We're talking about temperatures for highs in the mid to upper 50s, a few lower 60s in the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area in your urban areas where you have a little bit more concrete. Low temperatures in the mid to upper 40s, struggling to touch 50 degrees on for lows on Monday and Tuesday morning. It's going to be a lot cooler as we head into the start of next week, as a nice deep trough starts to establish itself over the eastern United States. And this is nothing. If we look 10 days out, it gets a lot colder, with temperatures basically falling into or struggling in the mid to upper 50s for highs in the afternoon. And look at this pattern here. We have a nice large ridge over western North America, and that northwesterly flow starting from the Arctic Circle right down into the United States, transporting plenty of cold air into the eastern United States. No, not snow yet, but clearly we are definitely shifting towards a much colder weather pattern as we head towards the end of this month. That is your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter and Facebook. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there.